Here it is, my least favorite Ganzo. In fact, I almost don't like it. Yeah, this is the G746. It is a copy, clone, ripoff, whatever word you want to use, of a lion steel knife. And one of the reasons why I bought this is because I was considering the lion steel version of this knife. And Ganzo often, as much as people hate them, as a reviewer, saves me a lot of money because it gives me an opportunity to check out expensive knives and see ergonomically if there's something I'm interested in. In this case, I'll be passing on the lion steel. Not that I feel it would be like a poor quality knife, but just based on how this carries, how it feels, it's just not for me, not for my hand. So let's talk about this guy. Ganzo, we know. They put out knives. Most of them are copies of other knives on the market. They utilize copies of the access lock and other locking systems and different features that are pretty much direct copies of these knives. And they do it, and they pretty much put these knives out in 440C steel at a pretty low price. And I'll put a link where you can get this and other Ganzo knives. I'm a big Ganzo fan, guys. Don't get me wrong. I really think of Ganzo as try before you buy. Ganzo knives have led me to buy more knives than any other brand. And there's a lot of people who are going to say, well, when you buy a Ganzo knife, you're taking away from American companies. No, in my case, it caused me to spend more money on American companies because I get a chance to try a knife I normally wouldn't invest in, for $10 or $15, determine that I like it, and then go out and buy the original. So in the end, I buy things I wouldn't have normally bought if the Ganzo didn't exist. And in this case, it just didn't work out this way. I didn't like the lion steel, and in the end, I didn't buy a knife I wouldn't be happy with. So it's a win-win. And you can talk bad about it all you want. In the end, people aren't going to buy this knife who want the lion steel. It's two completely different things, two completely different classes of quality. So, enough of a rant here. Let's talk about this guy. So as you can see, it's a bit of an odd shape. It's kind of a dagger design with that really thin handle. And this one has the carbon fiber scales. They're kind of slippery, not the best, but it's not about the carbon fiber. But the thing is this is, number one, a very thick knife for what it is. It has very thick liners. The carbon fiber is very thick. So it's a pretty thick, bulky knife. That doesn't really bother me because I know the lion steels, are a little bit thinner. It's got a good lockup. This one uses the access lock. But this one came to me really super stiff. I even took it apart and tried bending the spring. Really super stiff for a Ganzo. Really kind of disappointed. Action is a little difficult on this one. So I took some points off there. But what don't I like about it? It's really the shape, guys. When you hold this knife, it just doesn't feel that comfortable to me. I don't like that the handle isn't really contoured. I don't know. I know it's a nice sleek design. It kind of looks like a dagger. And that's I think the idea behind it. But for everyday carry kind of use, like that jimping's kind of awkward for my hand to access, If it were up here on the blade, it'd be better. If there's a little bit of a finger choil, it'd be better. You got some jimping down there. It just doesn't fit well in the hand, guys. I don't know. I don't like this style, this style of handle, I guess. And I know it's going to be different than the original, but just size and shape, I'm not digging it. I really do like, finger choils. I really like finger grooves in a knife. So, being able to handle this, I kind of was like, I don't know if it's for me. And it really just kind of no. Doesn't carry the best in the pocket. It has this pocket clip, and it carries fairly deep. It's only maybe half an inch sticking up there, but because it is such a long handle, it tends to catch on things in the pocket. If you're putting your keys in there, you reach in to get your keys, you're banging into this because you have these square edges. So it really is kind of like a pain in the pocket. It doesn't carry that well either. And it's just not anything particularly wrong with the Ganzo, but it's the shape. It's that squared off edge. It catches things in your pocket. You're trying to pull things out. Everything catches on it. It's just really, really awkward. So So yeah, so I'm not the biggest fan. So overall, I gotta say, I just don't like the design. It doesn't fit with what I do. It doesn't fit with my hand. It doesn't carry well in the pocket. The Ganzo deployment is weak. This is very gritty. The access lock is very, very super stiff. It doesn't open very easily at all. It's not quick to open. It doesn't carry good in the pocket. It's not comfortable. There's really not much I like about this knife except the price. In fact, it was the kind of knife where when I stopped carrying it, I was kind of glad. And I have no interest of ever putting this back in my pocket, to be honest. Like, I don't foresee myself ever carrying this again. It's going to go in the collection, of course, but yeah, it's just not comfortable for EDC. I'm not overall thrilled with it. I don't like the shape, size, you know, and what Ganzo did on top of all that, you know, just, it's kind of rare, because normally these Ganzo knives are very consistent, and this one's not. This one's very kind of rough compared to the other Ganzos I have, and I have a good 7 or 8 of them now, so wasn't what I was expecting. Wasn't really the happiest with this guy, you know. So in the end, I wouldn't buy a Lion Steel. Not any Lion Steel, but I wouldn't buy this particular model just based on my experience with this guy. So I know it's going to raise a bit of a shitstorm where people are going to say, well, that's because you bought a cheap copy. The original's way better. And, you know, it's just the things about this, the shape, the type of handle, all that, you know, just doesn't appeal to me. So I gave it a try, you know, gave it the old college try, not for me. You know, I have to say this is the first Ganzo I'm putting away and just being like, yeah, I doubt I'll use that again. So there it is. The first Ganzo I really just didn't like.